You mentioned at the onset when you're talking about the decision to go to Air Force as the fact that you felt that it was more about you the person than it was you the baseball player, and that's something that when you're being recruited to play baseball at a lot of colleges that gets lost for a lot of people, right? It gets lost in the student, it gets lost in the parents, it gets lost in the coaches, and everybody forgets that there's a lot that goes into these decision making things. Is that something that obviously they brought for you that made it so enticing to you? And was that part of the reason that became like, because that's kind of the whole purpose of a service academy is serving more than yourself, becoming a well-rounded person, not just an athlete, being able to be the athlete as the secondary of what you're doing at school. And did that start to take shape when as you went through the recruiting process of wow, like I can see myself as being this person that's going to thrive in this environment?
100%. I think it's really hard to imagine that stuff when you're in high school, but once you get here and you've been here for like a year or more, you really start to see how much you've grown in term and how many, I guess, opportunities is the big word. How many opportunities you've had. So, I've been strapped into fighter jets. I've ridden on Air Force cargo jets, gotten to play baseball on top of all that all over the country at, a bunch of SEC schools, Big 12 schools, Big 10 schools, all that good stuff. Been to conference championships, been to a regional, but also you look at academics. I've taken all these hard classes and stuff. So it's hard to imagine when you're getting recruited how many different opportunities academies will provide to you. And then when you get here, you're getting so many emails and stuff about different everything's right, volunteer opportunities, all sorts of different stuff, new classes they're offering. So I think I mean, like I said, it's hard to imagine before you get here, but it's a blast once you do.
So was that something that came from you? Was that your parents kind of putting that on you like of like, hey, like this is a 40-year decision, not a 4-year decision. Don't worry about the logos, worry about the situation. Was that something like obviously you're a very mature guy from the conversations that we've had from the stories that I've heard of when you were in high school as well, but I'd also imagine there is a side of 18-year-old Sam that might have not had the maturity and that has developed it since he's got the Air Force. So was that something that was it your environment? Was it motivated by you? What were kind of the factors that went into that?
I think my parents were a big part of it. My mom always stressed, and I know you guys have probably said this a million times, is go somewhere you're cared about, where the staff wants you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just commit to a school because you're going to get a lot of likes on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And so she just always stressed that go somewhere you're cared about and somewhere you enjoy being. And then my dad he was super hands off. He was like, the military would be cool, you know, playing baseball anywhere else would be cool. He thought whatever would be cool. So I definitely am appreciative that my parents didn't really try to push me in any direction. At the end of the day, they just, they wanted me to be happy and they wanted me to go somewhere I was cared about.
I